Hi there, I'm Birgit O'Connor and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to paint a very simple beach. We're going to use the technique that we did for the clouds and the other lesson that we did earlier. And then we're going to work on our waves. And with the waves, we're going to skip our brush and then change the amount of pressure on the tip. Press a little harder, lift it up, and then try to catch the tooth of the paper. Now I'm using all student grade materials, so the surface is a little slicker. That means it doesn't have much of a tooth to it, but you'll get the idea. And then we'll work down to the beach, and if you want, you can even add a little starfish. Now, you can keep it as simple as you like or add more color. You can even add a beach bucket or a shovel, whatever you want, but you'll get the basic idea. You don't need a line drawing, we're just working with our brush. So have fun and let's get started. For this painting, we're going to do clouds, waves, and a beach. And to get the clouds in, I'm going to use a big brush, or you can use a brush something like this. Anything that's going to put a lot of water on the surface. So let's say you don't have something like that. I'll scoot that over to the side. Then I'm going to go ahead, put a puddle in right up here and bring it down to about right here where my horizon's going to be. And if you do have a big brush, that's great. Get some water in there. We want a nice big shiny puddle. I'm going to get some blue. Maybe I'll put that over there. Maybe that color. Let's get that blue in there. Now I like to put it from my well into the palette so that way I can mix it up before I add it into the painting. And let's see, there we can see all that water on the surface. We could leave it like that. You could have a nice big blue sky. You can have soft clouds like that. Let's get that puddle moving around so we can see what's happening. I'm going to get more color in there, because I want you to play with this and try this. We could leave it like that, but I'm taking some paper towels, just like that, get down to a smaller size, and then I'm going to crunch it up, move it around, and then I'm going to lift some of that water out. I'll take that water that's here, scoot that over, so it runs down there, and do the same thing. See how I'm moving my paper towel around? That way I'm not just making little tiny clouds, which you can do. You can make little tiny puffy clouds if you want, but this is so magical. We're just going to go ahead, scoot that over. Let's let that water run around. Take your time. Let that water run down and find the edges of the clouds. Now this is a little messy over there. That's no big deal. So we'll just clean that up by making a line. And if it disappears and you really don't have a lot of color there, you could come back in, add a little more color. Let it come down, find the edges of the clouds, move it around. Now down here, I could leave that alone, or if I don't like it, I could maybe even bring it down a little bit more, or what I just did there was touch a few of those edges, and that created almost like some little rain clouds. How about if we did add rain? I'm going to go ahead, take some of that blue color. I'm trying to decide, do I like those edges? I'll take some of this, I'll put it down here along the bottom, and maybe hold it at an angle. And I'm going to create some rain. Maybe I'll add a little purple into that. I'm holding it at an angle. Now there's a lot of water on my paper, so it's dissolving. It's not really running in a line. So I'll have to wait for that to dull down a little bit, and that means not be as shiny. I'm going to lift some of that water out just with the tip of my brush, like that, or I could use the little tip of my paper towel and just let it run up like a little wick. However you like it, whatever looks good to you. Let the water find the edges. This could be a little straighter, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean that up. At least we've got a start. Now for the waves, I'm going to use the color that I have in my sky, maybe a little more water over there, and I'm going to use the belly of my brush, which is the big fat part of the tip. And I'm going to play with my stroke to where I'm going to go thin, wide, thin, wide. So what I'm basically doing is playing with the amount of pressure on my brush, and I want it to be thin up here, little thin strokes, and then I'm going to get bigger, bigger, bigger as I come down here to get bigger crashing waves. So let's go ahead and get a little more color onto that. Now, since that's out in the distance, I think I want just a little more water. I'm going to use the very tip of my brush, and then I'm going to skip my brush across the surface. Like skip, 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 press, skip, 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 press. You get the idea. And then I'll continue doing the same thing down here, like dot, 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 press. I don't want it to be exactly the same pattern, so I'm going to break it up. And that little belly of the brush there is going to create this irregular edge like this right through here, and that's going to give the impression of that rumbling water. The only problem I might have is this top line, because that can look a little too flat. And if I want to change that, I'm going to take a damp brush, remove the extra water, and then just soften a few of those straight lines. That way it doesn't look so straight. And then as I start to move down into the foreground, I'm going to do the same thing. Like tap, 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 press, press, whatever feels fun to you. Break it up. Then before it dries and turns into a really straight line, I'm going to soften just a few of those edges. Now we've got all these rumbling waves coming forward. Now you can have 1 row, 2 rows. It's really up to you and what you think looks good. So as we get closer, I'm going to go ahead and increase the size of my stroke. So it means I'm going to press a little harder, just like that, get a little bigger. Like that. So we're getting all these waves coming forward. So for my beach, I want to go for more of a brownish color, a tan sand color. It really depends what kind of beach you have. Maybe you've got more of a white beach or a black beach, but I think the brown will be fine. So our waves are about here, and then I'm going to do the same thing, basically. And I want to leave enough beach just so I can have some fun with it. I'm going to press, maybe give it, because the waves don't come in a straight line. They're going to have a little wiggle to them. So let's play with that. As they come up onto the shore, they have all those irregular edges. Now I'm thinking some sand dollars would be nice over here. So what I'm going to do is just maybe, they can be smaller than that. That's pretty big. Maybe I'll make another one over here. Maybe another one over here, just so I can get an idea of where I'm putting them. And then I'm going to fill in my beach around my sand dollar. Just like that. And the sand can be wet. We can make it a little darker if you want. Let's get a little more of that wet sand color in there. Move it around. And then let's put a pattern in our sand dollar. And I could use a smaller brush or a brush that has more of a point to it if you want to get more detail, but that should be good. In fact, I might add a little more color around here, and all I'm going to do is just drop it in. Just like that. And then let's let that dry. Now this should be dry or dry-ish, and I think it would be fun to add some pebbles. You could leave it flat like that, or if we take a little more brown color, or maybe even a touch of the black or even the purple, we can go ahead and tap like that. Tap the brush, tap, tap, tap. And if we do this, it'll look like little rocks and pebbles. And I could also take that same color, add a little more water, tap, tap, tap. And then we have different kinds of rocks. And to make this even more fun, let's take some of that orange color and put in a starfish. And to do that, we could just go ahead and put a little line, give it two little legs, and now we have a wonderful little starfish. We could always come back in and use more color, go a little darker, and reapply another layer. What would that look like? Let's see if I go like this, and press, press, press. Now that stands out a bit more. I like that. Maybe I'll press like that. Now we have a couple different variations in our water. I like that. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a lot of ideas how you can apply these techniques into your own paintings. So until next time, have fun and happy painting.